Hi people, just thought I'd come and say hello. I'm getting better slowly. I mean, I've got to see my doctor tomorrow. I'm in a lot of pain and I'm already on morphine, so I don't know. Something inside here is hurting an awful lot. I've just got back from taking Zed out for a training session, and I've started conditioning her to be towel dried, okay, because it where they've removed all the undergrowth up there, there's nothing left to soak up the rain, really. I mean, we've got the trees, but you know, brambles and bracken and gorse bushes and that, they suck a lot of the fluid out of the moisture out of the ground, so it's like that with mud. So anyway, so what I've been doing is I've got one of my little dried fishes, one of these things, hold on, little dried sprats, a whole one like that, right? That's upside down, they go that way, okay? And I hold it in front of Zed and I say, imagine this is Rex doing it. And she lifts her back leg, she lets me do it. But I have to say, imagine this is Rex doing it. Mads, what's going on with Rex and Zed, eh? Very, very funny. But she will let me. I have to kind of have a sort of side onto a chair though, but you know, we'll get there. She just objects. I mean, she doesn't growl or do any of that. She just doesn't want to be towel dried. I mean, I've just got the worst of the mud off her, and for now that will do, because I don't feel great anyway. But I thought I'd just tell you that she has been an amazing dog, especially the 2 days that I couldn't get her out other than into the back garden. She literally was cuddling up, but I was laying on the sofa and she'd cuddle up by behind my legs, and she was just watching me. She had her head on my thigh and she was watching me sleep. Can't really ask much more than that from a service dog. I was a little bit annoyed with the doctor who came round. Now I've got to be very careful what I say here, because I don't want to upset a multitude of people. But there are people from some parts of the world that don't like dogs much. Yeah, I'll leave that there. And so I had to put her in the kitchen. Now, she didn't like the fact that there was someone touching me and causing, because obviously I had to have a stomach examination. You know, he said to me, can you take all of this off? And so that just put me down to my jumper. Now, with the amount of stuff I've been through, I felt really insecure because it was a man. And, you know, don't get me wrong, I'm very grateful that they came out to see me, okay? And, you know, yeah, great. And he gave me some pills and stuff to get me through till tomorrow. So, but I've got a baby gate on the kitchen there, which you can see a little bit of just there, yeah? And she had her paws on there and she was quite anxious because he was feeling my stomach and he was hurting me. And I think she was that far from jumping over the gate and having a bit of a go, to be honest. But, you know, when I opened the door, I said, are you okay with dogs? He goes, no, I don't like dogs. I felt like saying, what, do you eat them in your country then? Oh, I shouldn't have said that, should I? They do, though. Okay, let's just leave it there. I'm probably going to get a load of hate for saying that. But anyway, you know, there are some countries that do eat dogs. You know, I'm not even going into that anymore. But there's something wrong. And, you know, I watched, you know, anybody that doesn't watch Canine Rex and Mads put out a beautiful video this morning because they've got snowstorms over on Bornholm Island and in Sweden and Denmark, Sweden. Anyway, over there, and they've had like masses of snow, and there was a couple of beautiful videos put out. Mads put out one, and Perro's dad put out one of his dog, you know, trying to dive into the snowdrifts, and it so reminded me of my first dog, you know, when I was a little tiny kid, sort of, you know. I mean, I started training her when I was 6 years old, so I don't know how old she would have been. And I mean, she was a nightmare dog, Dusty was. I mean, the postman refused to deliver up our road, you know, big posh road, and he would drop off at number 1 at the end of the road, and we all had to traipse down there and get our post. But anyway, we had the snowstorm, I think it was back in 76, and we were walking along the road and there was these huge like snowdrifts, and Dusty just jumped straight up and vanished. And we spent ages in the middle of what would have been a main road if it hadn't have been full of snowdrifts, digging our dog out. Yeah, so it made me smile, and I just want to thank everybody out there that has sent get well wishes and and you know, Mads and Perro's dad, for making me smile. I was sitting there clapping at Perro's little bow, and I was so impressed, and it really made me smile. And I just want to thank you guys for being so supportive, because I've had no support since I've been ill. Nothing. You know, I mean, Stuart's taking me to the doctors tomorrow. He's not very well himself, though, bless him. But yeah, anyway, I won't say anything about that either. So, you know, I think I'm going to end up... You see, I've got a bit of a problem because Zed's a whole lot of dog. You know, she's not a dog that you could... Stuart could possibly walk her. I mean, he knows what she eats, because his dog eats the same, raw. But he wouldn't be able to let her off, you know, and she would take advantage because he's got soft energy. So, you know, I don't even know if I can go into hospital. I won't kennel her. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. I've never kennelled one of my dogs, never would. So I don't know what I'm going to do, you know, because obviously I can't keep bleeding inside because that's what they think's going on. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. You know, I really wish I lived in the same country. I trust you, Mads, with her, you know, because you know what you're doing. You're used to working with a whole lot of dog. And Zed isn't a normal border collie. She is a whole lot of dog. And, you know, had she not come to someone with trainer experience, she'd be dead by now, you know. I mean, her prey drive was terrible when I got her. I mean, she would chase everything from prams to industrial mowers. It was horrendous. Not to mention her pica and everything else that I've had to deal with, which is why she's so behind in her training. As far as I'm concerned, she is. And I mean, I'm sure most people would be absolutely thrilled with her behaviour, but, you know, I expect... I don't know, it's not that I expect, I just want every dog I own to be the best they can be. And, you know, Zed loves to learn. That's all she wants to do is learn. And I'm just so proud that she hasn't been naggy or anything. She's just really looked after me. You know, I am thinking that I ought to... Over here we have something called Lifeline, you know, which is usually just a button round your... You know, on a rope round your neck, on a rope, yeah, sounds like I hang myself, no, on a cord round your neck. But you can actually get one which is like a big red button for a dog to put their paw on. Because she can bring me the phone, but if I was to fall down and be unconscious, no one's going to bother, you know what I mean? So I'm going to ring my council and have a chat with that. Another thing that I've done, or did just before I got ill, is I've put a proposition forward to the local councillors, all three of them, after ringing up the local council, and I've put myself forward as a voluntary dog warden, which means I'd be unpaid, but I would have the authority, if they go for this, to you know, put out dog control orders and get people to pick their dog pup up. But we'll have to see, you know, what happens. You know, I'm prepared to do it for nothing, just for the sake of, you know, I mean, there's so many people that are frightened to go up the woods in case of conflict with other dogs, and I think that says it all, really. Anyway, that's it from me, because I need to go and have a lie down now. Zed's gone to sleep. Like, she knows the routine now. It's like, go out, sleep. But I just want to say thanks, guys, for helping me through this. You know, you're great people out there, and, you know, that's an eye-opener for me. So I just want to know you're all appreciated, and, you know, Mads especially, and Perro Duhont, Dad. That really, I was like sitting there going, yay, and it was just really made me smile, and it's wonderful what you are doing. And once again, thanks, guys. And I'm going to go now, because before I become a soppy old bitch. And of course I got a card from the vets about why I think I've mentioned that, and though that's very touching and very kind, it did enough make me cry. Okay, guys, I think I've got a chest infection as well. Yeah, but so lovely. I didn't take my COPD meds for a couple of days, and right, I'm going now before this becomes boring. I'll see. We will be back as soon as possible. Obviously, since the clocks have gone forward an hour, it's a little bit dark in the mornings, but she's lying on the sofa covered in mud, and you said for you. Have a good day, guys, okay, and thanks so much. Bye.